Welcome people, welcome back to Modeling with another installment in the Back to Basics series in which I'm building the Freedom Models CM37 as MGS in a truck with a bare minimum of equipment, so basic stuff. And the first episode you saw me starting this kit, explaining a couple of things. Very few things wrong, only one mistake in the instructions so far, and I did a little bit more. Can't see a lot now, but as you can see, the entire suspension parts have been glued on and built up. As I said, the brake calipers and everything, I would only do these at the minute I would put them on, and that's exactly how I did it. There it is, close up, and the back plate as well. There is an option of making this door open. There's actually an anti-skid. I don't think the camera will pick it up, but I'll show you anyways. And that door has an anti-skid texture, but also some ejector pin marks. And because that's all of the interior, I don't see really a need for making sure the ramp is positioned in the open position. One thing I'm going to tell you right now, that seat, put it in somewhere way in the back, because that backrest, I think I broke it off 4 or 5 times already by just handling it, and then, well, you can see how you put your finger in here just to keep it, and then yeah, shit happens. I had no issues whatsoever putting all this on. It's just really easy following the instructions, looking at the parts, seeing how they have to fit, and then putting them in the right order. And that's all went very easy. These plates here in the back, those plates there, way in the back. See if I can use a toothpick. These plates, there are plates that back here. They go in and they line up in there. Here will be a little hole, and they line up perfectly there. So you have to put them in on an angle, and just by checking if they line up here, and they line up with those little bumps there, then you know you got them in perfectly. Just glue them in, and you can't do anything wrong anymore after that part, to that point. So, like I said, the suspension and drivetrain, everything is in. Even here, there says a part you have to cut off a couple of millimeters. You do have to cut off a couple of millimeters, because otherwise it just will not fit. And the back plate, it's basically this part, then this is one part, and this is one part. So this plate, then this is one part up to there, and this is one part up to there. Well, sub-assembly. You have to put them in separately. That's kind of a tight fit, but just push it through. But then again, when you're pushing it, don't squeeze this too hard, because this is pretty thin and it will buckle. So be mindful of that one. As far as the instructions go, let's see where we were last time. We were here. As you can see, put in the drivetrain, and again there it says cut it off. That one, that little point, yeah, you have to really have to cut it off, otherwise it just won't fit. There are those plates, the B31, B90 and C33s. Those go in under an angle. The brake calipers were, like it says there, step E, 1E, 1F and twice 1G. Also pretty easy to do. Had no problems there whatsoever. Then the bump stops and the springs that the springs are on the tabs for the locating holes where they go in. There's a little nudge, and they are made so you're sure you got the right angle, because these brackets with all the holes in here, they actually, maybe you can see, that's where the springs should go in. They don't touch. There's just a little bit of room, but that's just so that the springs can move a little bit if the actual suspension was movable, which it isn't. So, but still, it's a nice touch. So that goes in. Oh, here. Those are these. And again, with the bump stops, they are so made that they're going in under an angle. And the only thing I can say with this one is that the springs, it's a little bit fiddly. You don't have a lot of room for your fingers. And then the back plates, those two are the sub-assemblies, left and right of the main plate. Then you got that's the main plate. You can see there they say it's C14. Well, it's very, very apparent it's not C14, it's A57. All the PE parts I didn't do. I did at E11, that's a clear part I didn't do yet. That E14, what you can see there, I believe that's the wrong part. And pretty easily, because it just is way too small. It kind of goes in behind there. But see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, I know I should have done this before, but as usual, I forgot. You know me by now, I guess. I didn't think to make a video longer. No, kidding. I really just forgot. I just saw it and I thought, oh yeah, I can show that. And I put it loose in a box, and that's always a smart thing with a clear part, because you can see clear part as well. I got it already. If I can pick, take my tweezers. So this is part. I have to see that I grab it and I not lose it. This is part C14, and if you see, and I hope I can. That you can see the width is different and the length isn't correct. So if you try to put it on, and you can just no. See, it happens. This way around. Just drop it in there gently, not break it. And that was one part I was struggling with, though, with the. I'll just put it on top. Maybe you can see it like this as well. That the size, it just doesn't. The block is way smaller than the hole. So I didn't do further checks to see which one it might be then. And I thought, well, it's a clear part, I'm gonna put it in later anyways. I just wanted to check, because that's one part of the instructions, those that are not very clear. You can see there, you have to put it there with the X above it, and there are two locator holes, but, and I don't know if I can, maybe by the side, if the camera wants to, you can see that I actually have it slightly lower than, I hope you can see, I got it slightly lower than the locating pins, because otherwise you can't put the X in its place, because it's very tight up there for some reason. Otherwise I didn't put in yet C29 and C30, those are the hook eyes, towing eyes. They will just fall off because I almost never glue those. That's, well, I know I don't, and E11 as well. And there's just a couple of small things, and there you can actually see the order it should go in, 1, 2, 3. So first the back plate, then those two inserts, and then the door. If you can, if you want, it says there, open optional. I opted to not to do that, just because that's the interior. I mean, then you would need something blocking the view inside, because otherwise you would need to scratch build in a complete interior. And nope, I'm not gonna do that. So next up, we'll build the wheels and the extra armor. Well, wheels, that's quite easy. Actually do this on camera. Hopefully there are what's them call it? Those rubbers thingies. I can't remember the name now. Damn. Polycaps. Yes, thank you. You helped, I think. There are polycaps in the wheels. So, and this is also my test to see if you glued the inserts correctly. I think this one, see, this one is loose. Then you got the inside. Just have to glue it on there again. That's not a big problem. One more wheel somewhere, please. There it is. This one is battlefield damage. It lost the wheel. Oh, poor thing. So that's it on its wheels. Then the what you can call it, probably something like fenders go over there. And again, of course, do not glue the wheels on there. Well, that's what the polycap's for. And then okay, this is interesting. I didn't see this before. You say step 1M, so it's way in the front, the big one. And now they say you have to use a different cover. So there. Step 16.1. I'm gonna see that. I didn't see that before. That's not small. Yeah. So, that's stupid, because everything I glued onto this one, I have to break off now. I don't like that. They should have taught me that before. At step 1M, apparently, for some reason. And this is step 1M. You see everything you glue on there. And then you get to step 10. So 9 steps further, and they tell you to use a different plate. That's shit. I did not see that one coming. And I'm definitely not happy about it. So let's see if those 39, 38, I'm guessing 38. Huh? Is this also a B screw? Now I'm interested. What number letter screw is this? Oh cool, it doesn't say. That must be sprue. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot longer than I thought. Sorry. Use. Oh, this is sprue F then. But the B sprue is almost empty, I think. This is A, this is B. And they tell you to use B47, 48 and 49. Well, 48 is not. 49 is not even on here. So there's already a couple of mistakes in the instructions. We'll get to these next time. But this is kind of shit. Because I have to get off the antenna, I guess. Let's check that one. At least I definitely need to get these hatches off and the cylinders. I need to get these off. This one doesn't have the antenna, so I don't need those. I don't need anything else from here except for these two. All this small stuff on the back here. So I need to get off that and that thing and those two and those two. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, they don't tell me to read the instructions before I'm building, so it's not my mistake. Pretty much fucked up. That's an easy way to get out of this one. So, so far, so I really that many mistakes in the instructions. This is kind of a bummer. Big one. Because this normally should just go in here, up here, on here. Doesn't want to. Doesn't really fit. Shouldn't do that with one hand. No. But then again, now it shouldn't anymore. So I will be hacking away with that. See to get all the parts off again, hopefully. I use the Tamiya, so I should be able to reactivate it. And then I'll see what happens. But I mean, all the work I did on this is wasted time. But then again, it's a hobby, it's about to waste time. So learn from my mistake. Do as a sign, that's what I do. I hope you enjoyed this one. And hope you'll be back for the next one. Like if you haven't yet already. Subscribe to my channel because I saw that almost 3/4 of the viewers are not subscribed yet. They just started loading, that's why the camera is wiggling.